Hello there, my friend. Did you sleep well last night?
Not so well, Steve.
Really? I've been sleeping like a toddler on roofies since we got down to this post-apocalyptic Jonestown.
I know. I have been too. But last night, I listened to the White Album as I tried to fall asleep. I was in that netherworld, where my mind was just about ready to call it quits for the night when that bloody Revolution 9 came on, and there I was. Alone. And in the dark.
Jesus Christ. I never listened to that fucking song after 5 p.m. Never. Ever.
That's one goddamn good rule of thumb, Mr. Man. I really don't know what I was thinking. That song has clenched my ever-loving sphincter since the first time I heard it. It's really not so much a song as it is the sound of an evil clown's fingernails on Lucifer's freaking blackboard.
You said it, bub. I'm sure that you're aware that when you play it backwards, you can hear Yoko say, "Satan, look at me." Right.
Well. Yes. Who do you think you're talking to here, Steve?
Chillax, Mad Max. I'm just making sure that we're on the same page.
If the page you're on is the one where there's been something awfully goddamn fishy going on with the freaking Beatles since about 1966, then we're on the same page.
Okay, Professor Smart Guy. So what do you think Revolution 9 is all about? Is there a literal interpretation of the lyrics, or is it just creepy for creepy's sake?
Most likely both. I think they knew that just about anything is creepy when it's played backwards. On the other hand though, there's also Aleister Crowley's law of reversal.
Right. That's where he said, let him practice speaking backwards, and let him listen to phonograph records reversed.
Yes. He also suggested that his students learn to read, write, think, and even walk backwards, and by now, we both know that the Beatles were well aware of Crowley's teachings.
So there really doesn't have to be any literal meaning behind Revolution 9. It could just be that Lennon and his wife, could have simply been practicing their magical skills.
Exactly. Well, sort of. I believe that it was all three. It was backwards practice. It was also creepy for creepy's sake, and finally, I believe it was also meant to be a red herring pointing to the phony storyline of James Paul McCartney dying in a car crash on September 11, 1966.
So, you don't think that James Paul McCartney died in a car crash on 9/11/66?
No. I think that this rabbit hole goes far deeper than that. I do think, however, that the clues pointing to the car crash are very real, and that they were put in place deliberately.
But why would they go to so much trouble to leave clues for an event that never happened?
Well, Steve, I've given this a great deal of thought. Between drinking, strip twister, video games and internet porn, of course.
Of course.
I've come to the conclusion that the phony car crash death scenario was the best way they could think of to get people scouring their work with a fine-tooth comb, at which point, the worthy would find the real clues. And the real clues indicate that the Beatles, and especially Paul, are end times prophets, here to let us know that we're literally living at the end of an age.
Right. Wait, what?